In this video I want to demonstrate serial numbers and how you can also use it for some batch information. So let's get straight into it. You can find the serial number setup in some of the setup options. So we'll just go to Task menu and Setup, Admin, Setup Options. And in here there's a few tick options to control how you want the serial number features to work. So let's have a look at those. So first of all, there's the Goods In tab. So this is when you receive products. So you might receive 20 of an item and they have serial numbers, or you want to create serial numbers and you want to attach those to the actual items coming into stock. So you would want track serial numbers ticked in the setup options area. In the sales side of the software, you have the POS tab. So whether you're using invoicing or POS doesn't matter. Go to the POS tab and here you can select track serial numbers. So that's going to put serial numbers on the products for you, and match specific serial numbers. That's where you're going to tie up those serial numbers that you've created when you receive your goods to the serial numbers that you're going to sell. So you're going to be able to see for a serial number when it came in, where it went to, and when that happened. And then finally, in the Task menu under the Control tab, you'll see serial license number. Click on that and that'll display for you the serial numbers that are in the system for particular part numbers. That's my part number, so it could be any part number. I've just made a part number called Serial Test. It shows you the serial number, it shows you the customer that it was sold to, it shows you the invoice number, the date, and also the supplier you got it from, and what invoice number and the date that you purchased it. So there's a lot of information there, and you can search for information in there. Let's see how the purchase screen is used when you want to use serial numbers. And the last part of this puzzle is in product control. So in product control, I have a part number called serial, and I'm using that for my test. I have to spell it properly. There's my part number for the serial number test, my sell price, my purchase price, and you'll notice down here I have a tick in the serial number box there. So that means that when you receive this product and when you sell the product, it's going to ask you for the serial number. Here we are in a Goods In screen. I'm going to receive some serial number part numbers, so parts that have got the serial number ticked, and we're going to create some serial numbers. So I'll type in the part number. Here we are, ask him how many we want supplied, so let's just take 5 of those. And then once I hit the enter key, before I go to the next part number, it asks me what serial numbers I want. Now this box is triggered by the track serial numbers in the Goods In screen. Otherwise it would just ask for a single serial number and that would be it. So let's give it a serial number. Now I'm going to use, let's say Feb 22 dash. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to know what month I purchased the products in, and I'm giving it a little bit of a batch sort of information there. Now I've put in the first serial number. I can keep adding more serial numbers manually. I can just go down here and add them manually. But if you're creating serial numbers on your products, or if you're receiving 5 products and they've got serial numbers already on them and they're in order, then you can just auto increment and that creates the serial numbers for you, all with that Feb 22 on them as the prefix, and we just OK, and now you've got those 5 products that are coming into the system with those 5 serial numbers attached. So I'll just update that and finalise that, and that's it, the part numbers are in the system now. So let's go and have a look in the serial number area that I showed you before. So if we go into serial numbers now and we display all of them, you can see here I've received some in December 21 and I've received some in Feb 22, and that's the one I was talking about before that had already been sold. So we know when these are all purchased. If we go across here, we can see the actual purchase, the order, the invoice number from the supplier that came in on, what date they came in, and the supplier they came from. There's a lot of information there already. We haven't even sold them yet. Now we're in the invoice screen, so this would work in invoice or point of sale. You type in your part number, and this relates to the tick where it says match serial numbers. There's the part number, so let's hit enter there, put in 2, enter, and move down to the next line, and that should trigger the serial number box. So here we are here. So these are the serial numbers that have not yet been assigned. I can also see from here if I want to see serial numbers that have been assigned to a sale. I'll go back to there, I'll pick the next two serial numbers, or I can type in a serial number manually if I want. So the whole system can just work manually. So if you're receiving stock and it's already got a serial number and you're not worried about tracking it right through, or you're not worried about incrementing serial numbers, you can just use this system manually completely. But anyway, I've picked two, okay, and what it's done is it's put the two serial numbers before the description. That's an option in the background. You can just have the normal description there if you like, or you can prefix the description. I'll just show you how that looks. Sorry, wrong button. There's our line wrapping. So you can see I've put December 2021 003, December 21 004. Those two parts have been added to this sale, those two serial numbers. So I'll just update that. And we won't print, so don't print. Update. And now those two serial numbers have been assigned. So let's go and have a look in the serial number screen to check that. Here we are in the serial number screen, and right now we're viewing all unassigned serial numbers. We can also view assigned serial numbers, so that's only the ones that have been assigned to a sale, or we can view all of them. Now, a nice thing here is that we can actually search for serial numbers. So I can type in the entire serial number. So by the way, these boxes can be expanded, so you can see the entire serial number there. But I might want to find out how many products I've still got that have got, let's say, a December 2021 batch. So I'll show you how to do that. Basically, you just go to serial number and you type in DEC 2021, put a star after that, which is the wild card. So any serial numbers that have got that prefix, enter. And there they are there. So we've only got two items left in stock that are attached to December 2021. So we know we should use those before we use the rest of them. If we look at all of them again, and then we take out the filter, you can see February 22 haven't been assigned yet. So you can see the ones that have been sold, so you can see the customer they were sold to, the invoice number they were sold on. Let's scroll across there. The sale date, the supplier they came in, the invoice they came in on, I know I'm repeating myself, the purchase date and the reference. So there you have it, that's serial numbers. So as you can see, you can manipulate the serial number, so it's got a bit of a batch information at the start, using that as a prefix, or you can just use a pure serial number. And don't forget, this can be all just, the ticks can be turned off and it can be used manually. So as long as your part number has serial number ticked, whether the ticks are on in the setup options or not, it'll still ask you for a serial number when you're selling it. So there you are, that's serial numbers. You can create some on the fly as well if you like. There's some instructions there, but I think I've shown you everything that's important. If you have any questions, please call Peach Support. They're only too happy to hear from you. That's what they're there for. Thanks for watching.